So actually quite answered quite well on the whole, but this question here was a little bit more challenging in terms of quite a narrow mark scheme. So the first thing we want to do is think about description. We need to add some detail to what we're saying. We can't just make brief statements. We need to describe how this heart rate is regulated. Now, a lot of us had problems with that term. If we regulate something, we control it, we influence it, use whatever word you want to replace it, but regulate basically means to manage. So if we think about the heart rate, how do we manage the heart rate? Well, there's only two ways it can go, up or down, or maybe it can be kept at a constant if we're exercising at the same intensity, for example. So there are two ways that we can regulate heart rate. We've got intrinsic control and we've got extrinsic control. So intrinsic is all that stuff about the SA node, the AV node, the bundle of His, the Purkinje fibres. So that's all the stuff about inside the heart. Extrinsic control is the stuff that's going on beyond the heart. So this is actually a bit more interesting in terms of going up and down. So increasing it and decreasing it is actually to do with this one. This is just keeping it going. So extrinsic, I'm going to show you a little plan on the next page, but essentially what we're looking at is our parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system, which are both branches of the automatic nervous system. That's connected to the brain. And yeah, essentially we're going to release neurotransmitters or hormones, is fine for this level, hormones that are going to link to each of these two systems here. So in summary, we've got one branch that is going to slow things down, we've got one branch that is going to speed things up, and that's done by sending hormones that land on the SA node and control that pacemaker to go up or down. So let's just have a very quick look. If you want a refresher, just pause now and maybe have a look at this. This is the summary of everything that we've just said. Okay, so let's go back and maybe we can write a model answer for this. So regulation of the heart. We've got the automatic nervous system, I would expand on that branches into the parasympathetic and also the sympathetic. This is going to decrease heart rate with the assistance of acetylcholine or ACH. Acetylcholine. This is going to increase heart rate with the help of adrenaline. Or you could call it noradrenaline, we don't mind. Remember that we said it's technically this one because adrenaline is actually an emotional response. That's your fight or flight. This is to do with the physical stuff, but it doesn't matter. What else could you say about this one? You could talk about also the fact that there's a pacemaker. The heart has its own pacemaker in the SA node, which actually stimulates an electrical impulse. It's a self-paced electricity current that runs through the heart, and it comes from this. The brain doesn't send it via the nervous system. The heart has its own nervous control through this specialised bunch of cells. That would be my plan, and I'd write it out from there, but check the mark scheme for a bit more detail.